What's happening, people? My name is Robbie, and today we are going to look at the results of the crypto coin flip. So a month ago I uploaded a video to YouTube titled the crypto coin flip. The video was basically an experiment to see if it was possible to turn a profit by investing in cryptocurrencies, and those cryptocurrencies were decided by the flip of a coin. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll put a link up here or here, whatever corner it appears in, and you can go and watch that video first. So the basic premise of this video was that I compiled a list of the top 30 cryptocurrencies based off market cap on Binance. I then entered them into a random wheel, sort of like the Wheel of Fortune. Then we would spin the wheel would generate the name of a currency, and then I flipped a coin. If the coin was heads, I would buy that cryptocurrency, and if the coin was tails, it would be removed from the wheel and we would spin again. Eventually, this generated 5 currencies, and I invested £200 into each one. I'll be honest, I wasn't very impressed with the list, and I was relatively sure I would probably lose money unless the market for some reason started to skyrocket. But for the sake of the video, we moved forward. Now, before we go on with the video and discuss what happened with the currencies, I need to ask you 2 favours. Favour number 1 is to hit the like button on this video if you think this is a concept you might enjoy, or get to the end and then come back and like it if you did enjoy it. Or if you really want to be nice, just like it anyway. Number 2 is to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. In the past 28 days, only 45% of people watching the videos are actually subscribed to the channel. So I would like to bump that number up and see if we can at least hit 50-50. Right, now we've got the boring formalities out the way, let's crack on. So, coin number 1 was Dogecoin. Dogecoin. And after the huge run that Dogecoin has had this year, I was expecting a pretty sizable loss because I didn't think it could go much further. If you've seen my previous videos about Dogecoin, you'll know my opinion. I think it's a bubble that is primed to burst. Kind of is deflating rather than bursting, but I don't think it's a great investment, put it that way. Coin number 2 was Solana. Now, I hadn't really heard many details about Solana, but what I had heard through social media was pretty good. After I made the last video and I actually bought the coin, I went and done a little bit of research for myself, and the coin seemed decent. If any were going to turn a profit, I thought this would probably be the one. Coin number 3 was Polkadot. I'd heard mixed reviews on Polkadot, so I really wasn't sure what to expect with this one at all. Could have broke even, might have made a profit, could have lost it all, I had no idea. Coin number 4 was Chainlink. I had heard good things about this one, but I wasn't very confident. It seemed like one of those coins that was maybe being pushed by people being paid to push it, if you know what I mean. And coin number 5 was VeChain. VeChain was the most polarising of the coins. Now, looking at opinions on social media, VeChain was the most polarising of the 5 coins. When I looked it up, people were either saying they really liked it and thought it was great, or avoid it at all costs. No in between, so God knows how that one was going to pan out. So, in total, over those 5 coins, I spent £1,000. And at the time of purchasing, the whole crypto market had taken a bit of a dip in comparison to the previous highs a few weeks prior. So at this point, it was really just a gamble on if the market would go up or down. If the market continued to go down, chances were my coins were going to go down as well. If the market went up, I might make a profit. So after the first 12 hours of purchasing, I checked my account and all 5 coins were up at least 5%, some as high as 20%. So I was starting to feel slightly optimistic on the whole thing and managed to actually get some sleep that night. The next day I had a look again, and one of the coins, I believe it was Doge, but don't hold me to that, was up £80. That's 40% in 24 hours-ish. So now I was feeling good, now I was feeling confident. The others were all up, one was up major, and I felt like this could be a good experiment, a good YouTube video, and it also might actually turn a profit. So after I'd seen this, I decided I was going to close the app and just completely avoid it. I don't really have that much crypto holdings in Binance anyway, so I just closed it off and decided I'm going to try and not look at it for the rest of the month. I wanted to remain relatively in the dark, so then when I made this video, the results would be just as much a surprise to me as they would be to you.
4 to 6 weeks later.
So here we are a month later, and before I go into the details of the coins, I've decided that Bitcoin will be the benchmark on the performance of each coin. When I bought these 5 currencies, I sold £1,000 worth of Bitcoin to actually fund the purchases. So the real question is, should I have kept my money in Bitcoin, or was this a better investment? This experiment started on the 28th of May, and the price of Bitcoin was sitting at £27,160. 1 month later, on the 28th of June, Bitcoin was sitting at £24,553.73, which is a drop of £2,606.27. This equates to a loss of 9.59% over the course of the month. So that's the benchmark, 9.59%. Can our 5 coins beat that? I'm not sure. Considering the way the market has been for the last 6 to 8 weeks, 9.59% isn't that bad. I thought it might be a lot worse, which doesn't give me confidence that the 5 coins will have beaten that performance. So without any further delay, how did the coin flip stack up against Bitcoin? So in ascending order of profit, we'll start with the biggest loser, VeChain. So I bought VeChain for £200 and I sold it this week for £114.18. That's a 42.9% loss in a month. So in cash terms, that's £85.82 lost for the month. Let's be honest, not a great start. Next up, Chainlink. I bought £200 worth of Chainlink, and a month later I sold for £119.59. A tasty loss of 40.2%, equating to £80.41. So far, we're down about £165 after the first 2 coins. Can you see where I'm going with this? Polkadot was the 3rd best performing coin. I use the term best performing very, very loosely. Buying in at £200 and selling at £137.85. This locked in another loss at 31.1%. This means this one lost £62.15. Coming in second place, Solana or Dogecoin? Make your guesses now. Dogecoin. So obviously I bought Dogecoin at £200 as well and sold it for £155.30. This was of course another loss, and that came in at 22.4% in the red. This equated to a loss of £44.70. And in the number 1 spot, the top earner of the 5 coins, the most profitable on the list, Solana. So on the 28th of May, I bought £200 of Solana, and upon selling, it was worth £194.34. So even the best performer or most profitable on the list lost a whopping £5.66, equating to a 2.8% loss over the course of the month. Please feel free to laugh at me because this experiment was a shocker. In total, over the 5 coins, I invested £1,000 and sold for £721.26. That is a delightful 27.87% loss in 1 month, totaling £278.74 in the negative. To put that into perspective, I could have bought 84 Big Macs instead of these terrible investments. That's 92 coffees from Starbucks, which is at least a week's worth of coffees for me. So, what have I learned from this experiment? A few things. Number 1, don't use flipping a coin to make financial decisions. This one's pretty obvious, and if you didn't know this already, seek help. Number 2, do not blindly invest in cryptocurrencies under the illusion that you can magically make money. Do your research, find out the fundamentals, do you believe in the coin, but do not just blindly invest in some cryptocurrencies because you've seen it on Twitter. Your mate from the pub told you. Do your research. Number 3, this one kind of slots in with number 2. Do not take social media's opinions on cryptocurrencies to make your decisions on investing. Because most of these coins have good things to say about them online if you look hard enough. And if you have the idea to invest in Solana, for example, you can search Solana on Twitter. You will eventually find some tweets that say it's a great investment and you should absolutely invest. But your brain might skim past the 5 that said it wasn't very good. I hate to admit it here because I've lost money, but I should have just kept the money in Bitcoin and let it ride. I would have lost £95 and I would have felt a lot better for it. Or better still, I should have just put the whole £1,000 into Solana and then I would have only lost £28, and that's only 8 Big Macs or 9 coffees. Ultimately, this was a money-making experiment and I did not make money, so it is well and truly blown up in my face. Fingers crossed the coin flip versus the stock market experiment will perform better. And I'll give you a little sneak preview to see how that one's getting on. I haven't looked at my Etoro account in 3 to 4 weeks, so I have no idea what I'm about to see here. Profit. I don't know if you can see that, but that says profit $137.75, which is around a 9% return. So it's obviously more of a slow burner, but it is performing significantly better than this terrible experiment. So I'm going to save myself any more pain of talking about losing money because I hate losing money. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing me lose more money. I feel like anytime I talk about cryptocurrency recently, I'm talking about how much I'm losing, and I'll be honest, I don't like it. I appreciate everyone liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully the next experiment or little game will be profitable, but either way I'm sure you will be entertained regardless. Thank you again for watching and I will see you next week.